What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we are going to be playing some Solforge, something that hasn't been on the channel in quite a long time, and that's because Solforge is back. They just launched their new Kickstarter. Apologies for Woodrow making noise in the background, but they just launched their Kickstarter for Solforge Fusion, which is a revival of Solforge that comes with a few different twists and additions to the game, the biggest of which it is primarily going to be a physical game. But we can still play it digitally, and that's what I did. I'm about to stream with Kaelari, so you guys are going to see that in a second, but first things first, for those of you that aren't already aware, I wanted to show you guys just how easy it is to play it on Tabletop Simulator. The first thing that you need to do is subscribe to the Solforge Fusion beta on the Steam Tabletop Workshop. I'll have a link for this below in the video description, but once you are on this page, it's very simple. Just sign in and hit this subscribe button. Once you do that, you'll have the most up-to-date version of the Solforge beta for Tabletop Simulator, and if you ever need to refresh and get the newest updated version, because they are constantly updating the game, just hit unsubscribe and resubscribe, and then your game will be up to date. Once you've subscribed to the workshop on Steam and you've purchased Tabletop Simulator, the next thing to do is load that up and hit create, and then you'll probably want to hit multiplayer if you're playing with a friend, but you could just hit single player if you're just checking it out on your own or playing locally with someone on the same computer. So then you'll make a server name and a server password, however you want to do it. There's different ways to create tables on Tabletop Simulator, but you're going to go ahead and create a server, and then from there on the workshop tab you will hit Solforge Fusion, and that will load everything up for you just like this. Perfect. After this is done, the second player or all other players should hit the join button, and then you will look for the game in here. You can look it up by server name or by host and just type in the search bar to help you find it. Once both of you are at a table, both players will have to select colors on Tabletop Simulator. One player should be selecting green and the other player should be selecting white, and that way the game knows which side of the table to have you sit on. You can find the rules right here, and this is probably the best hotkey for Tabletop Simulator that you need to know. The Alt button on your keyboard will zoom into anything if you need a closer look. And then you can also right click and search in things. So there are different amounts of decks of each of the different factions depending on when you load the game up, and you can either, if you know that there is a particular deck that you or your opponents want to play with, you can manually select them, but they've also added this quick start feature here, which just pressing that will give both players 2 decks of different factions, and then you'll see your different Forgeborn in your hand. So one of those Forgeborn will become your active Forgeborn, then the other one will just sit on the bench. My opponent will do the same here, so let's set them up. Once you've done that, you are ready to go, so you can hit the setup button, and then both players will be dealt a hand of 5 cards to start the game off. And from there, you are ready to play Solforge Fusion. So I am about to stream with Kaelari, and you can watch our game or games here now, but wanted to also provide that little tutorial so that way you can start playing yourself. And it looks like Kaelari has got a Necreum Utera deck. I'm not sure how much of that you'll know when you like register a deck to a tournament, if you'll register which of your Forgeborn you're planning on making your active Forgeborn. But let's go ahead and take a look at our options here now. And I guess, Kaelari, we can pan over to your guys too, but I'm just gonna think out my stuff live here. So I've got Cersei and I've got Ironbeard as my options. So let's take a look at Ironbeard here first. Move a creature to the back row of any lane. It gets -5 attack. On the second player level, that's going to be pretty decent still and almost dealing with something. Shields up, give all of your creatures 6 armor this turn. It's all of your creatures, so that's pretty good too. And then Intimidate, set a creature's attack to 0. All of those are fine abilities, but let's see if we think Cersei can do better. Sack a creature to give a creature +5/+5. Okay. In terms of how that compares to knockback, I think Soul Siphon is definitely in the lead right now. Army Commander upgrades 2 cards in your discard pile and returns 1 to your hand. That seems like it's going to be pretty useful. And then Life Drain, drain a creature or player for 8. I do think that I'm going to wind up going with Cersei as my active Forgeborn. So I'm going to take that and place it here. And then I'll just throw Ironbeard to the side right here. And Kaelari, have you looked over your Forgeborn as well?
Yeah, I've got some options here.
Okay, if you want, you can throw them on the table, and I'll pan around so that the stream can see as well. All right, I think that should look good. Great. All right, that's as far as I can zoom on those, but let's see. Summon 2 mindless zombies, summon 2 wisps. Okay, that's pretty close right there. Replace a level 2 creature. Oh, sorry, I just lost my camera for a second, but all right, we're back. You may discard a card, play a level 1 card, or play a level 1 or 2 creature from your discard pile for free. I don't think I can zoom, or maybe I tabbed out, and that's what caused my confusion. Oh, okay, I can zoom in even a little bit more for you guys. Okay, but it's nice to have them both on the table here too. So this might be a better way to have this structured. We might do no camera if we are just having troubles, but hopefully we can fix this. Yes, yeah, this is as big as they go. That's as big as we can make it, but that's pretty big. And then, okay, so the level 4, which isn't maybe as relevant as the other levels here, but you can sacrifice a creature to play a creature from your hand for free, or give one of your creatures +8 attack. If it's a minion, it may strike an enemy creature. So
I'm assuming strike means like deal its damage.
I believe so, yeah. And we can check out in the glossary here exactly what the different terms mean should we need a refresher. But it says strike, this creature deals its attack to another creature. So yeah, pretty straightforward ability there. One-sided fight mechanic. You're not taking damage back.
Okay, so I'm picking one of these, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm going to play with.
Yes.
I'm going to be the Necromancer.
Sounds good.
So drag this over here.
Great. Okay. And apologies for this camera issue. I don't know what happened here, but sorry, as I'm just going to force quit out of my camera program, and then we'll load it back up and see if that works. But for right now, no camera needed. So let's jump back over to my side, and we are both going with our Necrium Forgeborn here. both both going with this. Great. Well, thanks for stopping by and checking us out here, Palace. And the full video will be up on YouTube after, as I said. One thing I also recommend or encourage is to just give the game a shot. If you have Tabletop Simulator or you're willing to buy it, you can also use it to play other games and things. But the fact that, or I should say, after trying it, after just giving it, I'm still working on the camera as I'm talking to everybody, just to add a little bit more immersion to the stream. It literally just broke as I loaded up the stream, and I've got no clue what happened. But that's a little bit annoying, so apologies for that. But I think we're gonna cut our losses there and say that the camera is gone. Anyways, what I recommend is just checking the game out. I think that some of us are a little bit skeptical because it's change and it's different, and we don't know what the differences are going to bring. But after playing a game with it, I've only played one game of Solforge Fusion so far, but that one game was pretty fun and made me want to play more games. Definitely.
It's still Solforge.
Right. It's still Solforge, and if you enjoyed some of those mechanics of Solforge, you can pick that up. All right. Yeah, Solforge is in the chat, so they can answer questions hypothetically or otherwise. Though that sounds like a pretty big question that might need to get answered in DMs and stuff. So let's see. Okay, I do have the chat overlay. Is chat popping up on the stream for you guys? I don't believe it is. No problem, Slasher. I think what I will have to do... Okay, yeah, chat is not popping up on the stream, so let me just do this, and this will at least get chat on the stream here for you guys. And apologies if I missed a follow or anything, but I think we are ready to go here now, after a little bit of a setup here. And Asunder Doom, thanks for joining us as well. I'm not sure if Kaelari is also in the chat or monitoring that, but I'll try to pay as much attention to that as I can, while also trying to pay attention here to the game for us. So, like I said, I am a Necreum Aloyan deck, and Kaelari is Necreum Utera, and I guess we should also grab a die and just roll to get to see who comes first here. So let's grab a D20, and I will give this a roll. I got an 11.
So how do I roll this?
If you left click it and then, or right click it and then hit roll.
Right click's not doing anything.
Oh, really? Want me to roll it for you?
Oh, there we go.
Okay, perfect. So Kaelari rolled a 14, so let's say that you get to be on the play here. Maybe in Solforge Fusion you get to choose. I don't know if one particularly has an advantage or not, because we will be able to both play 2 cards on every turn here still. So we'll just say that you get to start with the Forge, and we'll start looking over our cards here now. Alright, so I've got... I'm not going to say anything out loud. Not that Kaelari is going to know what these cards do if we say them out loud. It might even throw Kaelari off a little bit. Like if I say that I have a Gloom Reaper Witch in my hand, Kaelari might be thinking that does something that it doesn't do. So maybe we could get him a little bit with that. But I'm just going to, for right now, take a look at my cards. The cards do have the stats for when they will level up on them as well. So you can see this card's stats on level 1, and then right below the health you can see its stats on level 2 and level 3. Spells don't have any indicator like that, but you can look through your discard pile and find what the upgraded versions of your cards do. Apologies as well for my hamster making a bunch of noise in the background. Hopefully that is not too distracting, and that it can be calming in some capacity, maybe. Okay, that's not... actually, yeah, this could work. This could work. Alright, I'm probably going to want to play this card and this card, but we'll see what Kaelari does.
Okay.
I mean, this
So, am I playing things now?
Yes, you'll play your first card now.
These cards are not ideal.
That's good. That's good for us.
There's like multiple things that would be really great, but not turn 1 going first.
I do have a question for the developers here that is a little bit relevant to this card here. So the way that the turn order works, and I could look this up myself here in this rulebook, but just for the purposes of the stream, do you discard your hand and then battle? I believe you wind up battling and then discarding your hand, but feel free to correct me on that if that is wrong.
Alright, well, we'll just see what happens.
Alright, well, that wasn't the answer I would have expected there for somebody planning on ripping off Solforge, but there you go, if someone is so inclined. It would be a lot of work, I think, is why they're giving you that answer as well. I'm back.
So I can play that.
Alright, let's take a look here.
If I'm reading this right, I can pay 5 life to play a level 1 spell for free.
Okay, yep.
So...
And just for the purposes of the stream here as well, I threw another life counter right here. So green is Kaelari and gray is myself, and then Kaelari will also just keep track of his own life total there. So let's take a look at this free spell, which is Summon a Mindless Zombie for each spell played this turn, including this one. So that is going to get Kaelari a Mindless Zombie. So there we go.
I'm assuming it's... yeah. So do I move the Circe's Call to the discard?
You throw it in the banish pile. Yep. And then the game will automatically take care of leveling that for you.
And this guy can go.
And it will throw the level 2 Circe's Call as well as the level 2 Spite Maiden into your leveled up zone. Alright, so now it is my turn to make a play, and I'm going to take a look at Kaelari's stats here again. We've got a 4-3 and a 3-3, right? So how does that line up against this? Fine. Against this, also fine. I think I will probably just attempt to trade this with Kaelari's 4-3. And I do think I am going to play my Rotund Virtuoso, just so that way I can draw the level 3 version of the card. The Gloom Reaper Witch really doesn't scale as well in terms of its stats, and I'm looking at this as an underdrop later in the game, and then I always like my spells for underdrops as well. So for my play, I'm just going to play a Rotund Virtuoso in the same lane as your Spite Maiden. So just a vanilla 4/2.
Oh, he gets big at level 3, though.
Yes, yes. This is a big monster. If you look at the Spite Maiden, this is a on the level 2, they will trade off again 11/7 and a 7/6, but then it is a 12/8 versus a 20/15. So the Rotund Virtuoso will outscale Kaelari eventually here. It'll outscale eventually and doesn't put me behind on board for right now. I mean, it does a little bit because Kaelari also got to make a free zombie, but for now we're fine.
Okay. So then it's back to me, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess I have to keep on zooming in. Apologies if you need these cards. Would be so this does just upgrade any card, so that is something interesting to think about. We'll see what Kaelari does, but I kind of already have an idea for what I want to do with my second play on the turn, unless he really puts me in dire straits and I've got to reevaluate.
You know, well, we'll try this.
Okay, so this has Override to get +3/+3. Alrighty, very nice. Shardplate Delver, a familiar name that was actually just randomly generated, right? Shardplate Delver was the name of an old card, and I guess Shardplate is an adjective that cards can get, and Delver is a noun that cards can get. But this is a 5/6 breakthrough, and then because Kaelari overrode his zombie creature, it's going to get +3/+3 and become an 8/9. So we can show that off here by doing this, and then let's just make it an 8/9. Okay, great.
So he's big.
Yes, and then is that it for the second half of your turn?
I believe so. I can only do one thing.
Yes, yeah, but you could have like other free spells or something like that that I don't know
Yeah.
about yet. Okay, so this 8/9 complicates things a little bit. But there's not really much I can do against that. I can really just, my options are block or just choose to take 8 damage, and I don't really want to block because I really want the Vengeance ability of my Ossuary mech to trigger. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw Ossuary mech into an empty lane somewhere, and this lane seems as good as any. So then I'm done my turn here, and we are good to move about the battle. So Rotund Virtuoso, a 4/2, is going to battle with this 4/3. These guys will both die off, so we can throw those into our banish pile. My Ossuary mech will not deal any damage because I'm not the active player. That's what this Forge token here is representing, who is the active player. So Ossuary mech won't deal any damage, but I will take 8 from the Shardplate Delver. So that'll bring me down to 42, and then we can end the turn. That's everything. So I believe you also have to click the end turn button there, Kaelari. Perfect. So that is going to give us new cards, and then it will untap your creatures. You do have to manually move your defending creatures up, but then we are good to go. So let's take a look at what the rest of our hand brings here now. Definitely some familiar names and arts if you are familiar with some past Solforge. We've got a Broodfang, a Blight Witch, a Spite Maiden, an Energy Surge. But all of these cards have new effects. So let's take a look and figure out what all of these things do. So Spite Maiden we actually have seen pretty recently because Kaelari just had it as well. So that is definitely... Yeah, decks now have 20 cards, and you wind up seeing 15 of them and playing 6 of them. Cool to see some familiar faces as well. Yuri, welcome. I know Yuri, I've seen you around in some recent streams here as I've just been checking out Dominion and stuff, but I've been trying to get back into streaming things recently to in excitement and in preparation for Solforge Fusion and potentially playing that again. So let's take a look at the spells that we have. We only have one spell, but we can use Spite Maiden and play this spell for free, and that might be pretty good. Let's see. If you have the Forge and this is destroyed, reanimate this to the same lane. Well, I do have the Forge, and I can make it so that my Indomitable Fiend is destroyed because of the fact that Kaelari already has an active creature. So Indomitable Fiend definitely seems really good here because of when I've drawn it. If one of your creatures was destroyed... Oh, I shouldn't read everything out loud, maybe. Just realizing that.
It's not like I can hear what you're saying. Right?
Yeah. Okay, so we'll also... Oh, wow. I also have... So I have 2 different ways to play a spell for free in my hand. Okay, but unfortunately I only have 1 spell. So... I feel like these 3 cards are going to be the ones that I play. This is interesting, but there's no real way to make use of it right now. Tabletop Simulator is $20, so you do have to pay for Tabletop Simulator, but once you do that, the Solforge client is free. Or the Solforge workshop downloadable is free. So, yeah, there is a little bit of a cost with that there. So, if we play this... Just thinking... This has 9 health, so 4 plus 3... Could also use this... the Blight Witch on our Ossuary mech, but I don't really want to throw away a 5/5. But if we play the Blight Witch, it will allow us to play Energy Surge for free. We could also... Oh, that's kind of crazy too, isn't it? If we Blight Witch our Indomitable Fiend, then we'll be able to play Energy Surge for free, and then... We have not... Yeah, I was seeing that same thing, that Blight Witch allows us to use the Broodfang's ability because it will allow us to sacrifice a creature. We've got a lot of synergies in our hand. This hand is super sweet, but we're only going to be able to play 2 or 3 of these cards. So it really comes down to, like, these are a combo, these are a combo... And yeah, you get random decks on Tabletop Simulator, and I was talking with some of the Stoneblade guys yesterday, but they do, like, they switch these decks out every once in a while. So it loads with 4 decks. I believe we'll get 8 decks in a second, but there was a new patch today that dropped it down to 4 decks. But 2 days ago, these 4 decks that were... and I shouldn't say you get 4 decks. You get 16 decks right here, which if Shadow is in the chat, I'm sure he can tell us the math for how many decks that actually is. But 16 decks winds up being like 2,000 different combinations or something crazy like that. Feel free to correct me on that math. But what I was going to say is 2 days ago, all 16 of these decks were completely different. So that is definitely more than enough to be able to just have fun casually and learning the game if you can find a friend to play with. Back to our hand, because we do need to make a play before Kaelari gets too annoyed with us here. So I feel like this is really good. I feel like playing this card is really good right now. And I'm also tempted to play my rares because I know that they are going to scale better. Okay, so 4 decks of each faction is around 100 decks. So that's what's currently available that we can look at there. So I probably want to level whichever rare I don't play. But I'm thinking I will play this, and then I will play this, sacrificing this, playing this. So the first part of that is probably just but I don't like that it doesn't kill. The if I play the Spite Maiden, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with my first idea for my play here. So I'm going to start with a Spite Maiden, and that has deploy. You may pay 5 to play a spell level 1 for free. So let's go ahead and do that. That's the same card Kaelari played last turn. Looking pretty familiar. And then I'm going to go ahead and play Energy Surge, which summons a gizmo, and I'll show you what that is in a second, but that is the Aloyan minion, and then upgrade a card in your hand and then discard it. So let's summon a gizmo here as a blocker, and then how do I actually do this? I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and I'm gonna level up the Blight Witch, I believe. So if I just discard it, okay, perfect. We tricked the game. So that levels this up, and then I discard it, and then my Energy Surge is all done. And then I will pass to you.
All right.
And
so I get to do something.
Yes.
I have to figure out what I should do. I probably should have been thinking about that.
No problem, no problem. So that's the gizmo, just threw that on screen. But yeah, you get to give all creatures replacing it +2/+2. So that's kind of my plan. So it's always interesting in Solforge Fusion because when you have the Forge, that means that you get to play aggressive cards, which gives you the opportunity to deal more damage, but your opponent gets to play their cards second, so they get a little bit more information with how to make their plays. And there's also an interesting element to the game where you do wind up making 2 plays in a row. The last play, the second play on the turn where you don't have the Forge, followed by the first play on the turn when you have the Forge. So there's definitely some interesting things as far as tempo goes in this game.
Oh, now I'm playing to the back row because it's not my turn.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So if there's a creature that attacks, like one of your creatures in the front row, if my creature's there in the back row, they still fight each other, right?
Yes. Yeah. The only thing there is, like, there's some abilities that get to ignore creatures in the back row and attack right through them. But for the most part, being in the back row just means that you don't deal damage to the opposing player's life total.
All right, I can work with that, I think. Yeah, because that's the new part about Solforge Fusion. I have two different ways of doing things, and I don't know which way I want to do it. Probably should do this one. I also don't know exactly what cards level up into.
Right.
Like, you're going to see power and toughness, but not ability.
Right. You can check out the abilities in your discard pile. Obviously, when you play the game in paper, you'll be pretty familiar with the cards that you own. But
Yeah.
on the tabletop simulator client, you can right click on either of your two discard piles if you want to get a better look at one of your cards, and then hit search. And then from there, you can look at, oh, wow. Okay. I just looked at one of my upgraded cards and read it. That's pretty crazy. My level 3 Blight Witch is looking pretty gnarly. Which I didn't even play my level 1 Blight Witch, but yeah, you can look and see what's going on there for the cards in your discard pile.
Alright, we're going to play a charger over here.
Okay.
And when I deploy it, I get to battle another creature.
Okay, fair enough.
5/5, so it's going to eat your Spite Maiden.
Nice. Okay. So that kills my Spite Maiden. Sorry, let me just think. Okay, great. And then...
we just do that.
Yeah, this survives with 1 health left.
Alright.
Let's stay in this view. And is that it for your turn?
Yep, that's it for me for this turn.
Okay. Okay, so now we have... I guess we can stay on this view. We do have 2 different options here still, because now Kaelari just activated this activated ability, which has a condition to activating it here. You'll see a lot of activate creatures do have conditions, and Kaelari just activated this condition for us. So the problem with playing this, though, still is that it doesn't allow me a way to deal with the Shardplate Delver. Now, maybe I could deal with this next turn, but I basically have to decide if I'm willing to let his 5/1 trade with my 5/5, which would definitely give him some tempo, or if I just want to play the Broodfang and see what else I can do with that. If I put the Broodfang on the Gizmo, it will be a 5/8, so it will still die to the Shardplate Delver. And the point of playing the Broodfang would be to eat the Utera Charger. But I think as much as I don't really want to give up value, I do think I just have to give up some value here in the face of this Shardplate Delver, because it's just such a powerful creature here. So I'm going to play Indomitable Fiend and replace my Gizmo with it. So you can go ahead and read that, and I'm going to throw some tokens on this.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yes.
So he'll just keep being there.
He will keep being there this turn, but then on your turn, I won't have the Forge, so he'll die and go away. But it is going to eventually trade with your Shardplate Delver. And then I'm done for my turn. So
The power toughness things went under him.
Oh, really? Oh, on my screen they're good. But let's just throw them right here so you can see them, just in case. I think that's because potentially the Gizmo is still here.
Yeah, it could be. So they'll hit each other.
Can you still see
and
them?
Trade.
Yeah, they'll trade over the course of 2 battles.
Yeah. I'm a 9. It's upside down for me.
Right.
So it looks like I'm a 6.
Oh, really? You see those numbers upside down?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming because you placed them.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
But that is actually a 9, so I will
Yes.
survive, and then
Yes.
next turn they'll trade off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So were you done after that?
Yes. Yeah, I'm all done.
Okay. So then I'm playing something, and then we're battling.
Mm-hmm. This creature's pretty good, too. How does this scale? Okay, not as great, the Utera Charger. Okay, I think for the purpose of the stream, we'll have the counters display as they are, just so that way the stream can read them easily. Unless you guys think that this is confusing. Sixes and nines and are just going to get confusing either way. That's part of the reason I popped out another health bar here over for us too. But yeah, sixes and nines are probably just going to get confusing. And
Yeah, I think that's just inevitable.
Yes. Let's take a look at. I got a tip in the chat here, so let's check out Utera Charger 3. Ah, okay. And then I could make a conclusion here, right? That you can repeat this once. That makes some sense. Okay, cool. The Utera Charger's ability scales better than its stats from Shadow in the chat. So the level 2 gets to battle twice. The level 3 gets to battle any number of times.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you can wipe out a bunch of zombies or whatever you need to do. And there's some cool ways to do that too, I'm sure. Battle like a 2/2 zombie or a 3/3 zombie, right? The green wrath. You like battle 2 smaller creatures and then you battle a bigger creature just to deal it 12 damage. That can definitely be pretty powerful.
I'm debating what I want to do. I have options.
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
So Charger is going to trade with this guy currently.
Mm-hmm.
And he's only got 1 toughness, so he's going to trade no matter what.
Yes.
I can't possibly pump him enough.
No. Unless you give my guy -5 attack.
It's fine, though, because he already killed 1 thing, so it's kind of a 2 for 1.
Yeah, you've already gotten value. I think you are definitely winning by far on the board because you are basically going to be able to play something here in an open lane, and then you'll be ahead with that card. Everything else on the board will trade off. Where I have the advantage, though, is I have now leveled 2 more cards than you. So hopefully that will come to my benefit as we go into the later cycles.
Oh, it'll become 2.
It'll become 2. Right now it's only 1, but when the Ossuary mech dies, because I did the Metamind, or I forget the name of the spell I just played, but then Ossuary mech leveling another card.
Well, let's do this.
Okay. Oh, wowee. Okay. And Utera Botanist you can see as well.
I grabbed all 20 wisps. How did I do that?
You grabbed all 20? That's fine. I can move those back here.
I'll let you do it. I'm new to Tabletop Simulator, so...
All good. All right. And then let's just give you 1 here. Perfect.
I would like to get 20 just for the record.
Yes. And then all of your creatures are going to get even bigger. If you want to set these numbers after I drag them out, you don't have to worry about your Utera guy as well because...
he's still trade.
Yeah, they're still just going to trade. Does this guy buff itself? It does.
Yeah, it looks like it does.
All right, pretty good stuff. So... Kaelari is definitely winning on the board here now. And we are going to have to try to catch up in the next turn. But it shouldn't be too hard. 4/4s might not be that difficult to deal with, but we do have to worry about combat tricks and stuff like that from Kaelari. So, assuming that's the end of your turn, we can do battle.
Yep, that's it for me.
Okay.
So we battle.
So these two are going to trade. And then my fiend is going to die, so I'm going to remove these counters from it because it will not keep those counters. I have to imagine. Stoneblade,
And
feel
I
free to
break
correct
through.
me on that. But oh yes, and then you do have breakthrough, so you are hitting me for 7. Geez,
Wait, we're
all right.
a 4. I'm a 10.
Yes. 6. Okay. I got confused with, sometimes in my head, red equals health, and that can be confusing. But my Indomitable Fiend will reanimate, and then your backlane creatures will not harm me.
Then they slide up, right?
The dude is a minion. If I said, I don't know if in the chat right now, if I said the word minion, and that's why there's some confusion. Or what that question pertains to, but oh, did we?
Minion is creature type.
Wow.
So
Okay, that is a lifesaver. That is a lifesaver because I was otherwise taking a whole bunch of damage. So Uterabotanus only buffs your minions. Thank you, chat. Thank you.
okay, we both misread the card.
Does that make you want to change your play? We can go back a little bit farther, even.
We'll just keep it for sanity's sake.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not sure what else I would do anyways.
Okay, fair enough. So this guy isn't going to get the bonus, and then I'm going to retroactively gain 2 life, and then Shardplate Delver will also take 6 damage and drop down to 3. Yes, yeah, the Uterabotanus still winds up being pretty good. You still got 6 power worth of stats from it, so still seems decent. And then we are done with the turn, I believe. We've resolved everything else.
My guys slide up, right?
Yes, so they'll slide up. We'll hit this end turn button.
And then we end turn.
Okay, great.
Neat.
And now you've got the forge, and we get to battle. Makes sense. That was, that was in the old game as well, that Necreum had all of the... Necreum and Utera, mostly Utera, had all of the minion generation. But minion is definitely a good keyword to make sure that we are paying attention to. Okay, just looking through all of my options.
This guy. 42.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So I'm going first. Because I have the forge.
This hand isn't nearly as good as my last one, but still has some good cards in it. This would have been great if I had the forge. There's definitely... This deck has a lot of synergies, particularly the Necreum half of the deck that I am currently playing. So if you were to open this could be a really good constructed deck, but maybe with just the random deck option that we did, I can definitely go over some keywords, Slasher, especially as we're just playing on stream. When you are playing yourself in the Tabletop Simulator client, you can go through, and you can also probably, I'm sure this can be found online. I know that this can be found in the Solforge Discord as an infographic, so maybe I'll put a link to that in the video description, or somebody can throw a link to that in the chat. but there is a glossary with all of the current keywords in the game. A lot of them are pretty intuitive, but I did talk about stealth earlier. That's kind of an interesting one. Stealth is that when I'll just read it. It says that you can't be blocked by creatures in the back row. Is the exact wording, which means that when your stealth creature is active, it's just going to directly deal damage to your opponent. It's really good against defenders because it just gets to attack right on through. But in other instances, it could mean that when you have the Forge, it's very difficult for your opponent to block.
I am going to dendrify this dude, the botanist.
Okay, so replacing that with an Oak Father, great. Do you know how to select one Oak Father?
So this guy goes away, right?
I'll grab that. Yeah, that goes into your banished. I just totally lost an Oak Father. I don't know where that went, but oh well. Here we go.
And then the dendrify goes away.
Yep. And you throw that into the banished zone as well. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, there's one new keyword for you. So now again, we are able to deal with this Shardplate Delver. We're dealing with that on the board, but we do have to be careful because now Kaelari has an 8/8. So Kaelari's strategy is definitely to beat us quick here. Yeah, I figured I just banished that Oak Father by accident.
That's all good.
So Ironbound Reinforcements is pretty good on the current board just by itself, but there's no way to make one card that can battle with this Oak Father. What I can do is I can use this on this. Another thing I could potentially do is use this plus the gizmo from this, but I don't think that's going to be good.
One thing I do like, that seemed really weird at first, is that your attack and health numbers are at the top of the card.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, it's so counter to how most games do it, but
Right.
it makes sense because they're what you're comparing, so they're right next to each other.
Yeah, I definitely agree that that's a good design change from the norm, how we typically look at card games, because the cards don't have any cost to them. Yeah, I do see there's ways to stabilize the board by playing the demon. I'm just trying to see if there's other ways around that, because the demon is definitely my weakest creature compared to my Shambler or my Ironbound Reinforcement. So I'm always looking at how I can level the best cards. Like, I realize I can play this and have this work pretty well in this capacity, but I really should be focusing on how to not die, because Kaelari isn't worried about what he's leveling up and how good he's making his deck. He is just killing me. So I might want to join forces with Kaelari there and just set myself up with a gizmo. Let's see. Plus health. Summon that. So, like, I could play this plus my spell, and that gives me a pretty strong creature. I would just be using the spell entirely in lane 5. So use this on the Oak Father and my Ironbound Reinforcements. The other trick with the Metamind Overseer is it's a big setup for a play that might not go exactly as planned. Oh, this works too. Metamind Overseer Gizmo into Ironbound Reinforcements also is a trade with Oakfather. I don't get the drain, but it is still a trade because this will effectively have more health. So is that where I want to go? Probably. I don't think I can make use of this, unfortunately. It is cute that, like, I could get the gizmo, but even if I put the gizmo on this and the ability on this, it'll be enough to trade with the Oakfather, but I don't think that that is good enough for how many resources it will cost me, because it will cost me having to sacrifice my Overseer as well. So I think I am going to go... What's up, my bar life? I think I am going to go for the Metamind Overseer here. And we can just summon a gizmo in the 5th lane, and then you are up, Kaelari.
Gizmo. Okay. I see how it is.
So a 2/5 is planning on trading with a 4/4. A 2/2 is planning on chumping an 8/8. Oh, that's right. And I don't have the Forge right now.
Right.
Good catch, Pickle Sword. I saw it just as you did. I was almost trying to think, do I have the Forge right now or do I not? But I do not indeed.
So you get another play before we battle.
Right. Yeah, when you don't have the Forge, you do get the last play, which really lets you set up before the battle. That is a huge difference between traditional Solforge and Solforge Fusion, is that in Solforge, because you controlled your own turn entirely, you had a little bit more flexibility. You could play a card, hit battle, then activate something or move something, and then play another card, and have a little bit just more flexibility with how you are doing things. And now you kind of get that flexibility every other turn, which adds some, I think, interesting constraints to how you try to play. It also means that something like Zithian Shambler, or I'm sorry, not Zithian Shambler, but a card that I played on a previous turn, the Broodmother, right? That says activate this if something has died this turn. Yeah, if the Forge player had the choice of when to battle, that would just be way too much power. So I understand.
I like this turn structure. I like how it's working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the Forge player could just say, okay, we battle now, before, I would do this setup play, and then they'd be like, okay, sure, let's battle. Sure, let's do it right now. And that would be really awkward for us.
This guy plus 3 health.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to kill...
We're going to kill my Gizmo. Sounds good, all right.
Because I'm worried you're going to override him and then have a big creature to hurt my Oakfather.
Gizmo is gonzo.
And then that's me.
Okay. So this is really not great. Yeah, we cannot use our Forgeborn yet because we have not leveled up. And Kaelari is hoping to make it so that we never get to activate our Forgeborn at all. He is just trying to kill me before that even happens. But I do think I'm going to have to play this spell now, because otherwise we are just in a really tough spot. And this is actually a 6. It's not a 9.
Yeah.
But
he will survive battling the Fiend.
Yes, it will survive, and it is also going to hit me for a bunch of breakthrough damage. So I think I'll have to do this and just try to conserve my life total as much as possible here. So I'm going to play Heavy Artillery. I am going to give my Fiend bonus attack, and I'm going to shrink the attack of the Oakfather down to 4. So the Indomitable Fiend will be able to take out Shardplate Delver, and
Yep.
I'll just take slightly less damage. But I am still going to take 6 damage from the Delver and then 4 damage from the Fiend, so I'll take 10 in total, and I'm ready to battle. So let's trade off here. I'm going to take 10 down to 23, and then my Metamind Overseer is going to take 4 damage going down to 1, and then your Wisp will take 2 damage down to 2. And then, yeah, we're all good.
All right, and you're down to 23?
Yep. Not looking great. Not looking great.
And we level up.
We are leveling up here now. Okay, so now we will move our Forge token to the first section of our Forgeborn, and we can flip it over to show that we want to use it. So I actually do have a pretty good ability for the current board. We want to be mindful of Kaelari's ability. Yeah, another pretty aggressive ability, whereas I've got some abilities allowing me to level up cards and things. Oh, wow. Wow, but we don't have a robot in play. Okay, that is pretty cool. Let me take a look at what the level 3 Metamind Overseer does, because that seems like it is... Oh, okay, interesting. That's not what I was expecting at all. Some of the rares you definitely want to keep in mind will have a lot more complicated effects, and you can see the card rarity right on the type line there. But the rare cards will have more complicated effects when they level up. Yeah, for sure. We don't need Forgeborn on that player level 1. I don't need it. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm also just kind of tempted to have this as an option and play this. The awkward thing is I don't really know what I'm doing with that. I think I have to use my Soul Siphon ability this turn, because I'm just going to have some cheap creatures with which to play them, and I think that that's just going to make a lot of sense. I think I'm also, as much as I would like to play this, I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted to play this. This could also be... Oh, this is really good right now, isn't it? Oh, I do have to play this card, don't I? Basically, what I'm getting at is... Yeah, some cards do wind up being the same. Varric's Embrace is the same card that we've seen. I can't sacrifice this Metamind Overseer, because it is just the ability to trade with this Wisp is just, that's worth a full card to me. I could trade off this Gizmo to do something for us here. That would give us like a 9/8. I do think I am going to wind up playing this card as an underdrop. Just trying to think if there's a good way to make use of Cersei's Soul Siphon, but I could also just hang on to it for now. I think I will wind up playing it this turn, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and... I guess we know we're going to be playing Metamind Overseer, so maybe that's the best thing to just do that to start off. It's a 9/13. Okay, yeah, let's do that. All right, I'm going to play Metamind Overseer. I am going to summon a Gizmo with it, and then I'm going to sacrifice the gizmo to my Soul Siphon ability, and awesome. Well, good to have you here, XZ. I'm going to sacrifice the gizmo immediately to Soul Siphon and give my Metamind Overseer +5/+5.
Ew, that's big.
And then I am going to pass the turn.
Alright. So you sacked the creature to give it +5/+5, so it's huge.
Yeah, I believe it's a 9/13. Yeah.
Yep.
So there's some tempo. We were looking for a way to get tempo, and we're going to do that through the use of our Forgeborn ability.
This is a 2/1. This is a 4/8 because he got shrunk. That wasn't very nice, you know.
Hey, you watch y'all do it again.
What to do, what to do, what to do. So many choices.
I sacrificed the gizmo. I just shortcutted it here rather than put the gizmo out on the battlefield. But Metamind Overseer creates a gizmo because I did not have a robot in play. So just made a gizmo and then immediately sacrificed that same gizmo. And I did it immediately, used my Soul Siphon because last time I had a gizmo in play, Kaelari killed it. So I wanted to make sure that I was actually using my gizmo this time.
And using your
What's up, Bacon Poet? How you doing?
using your Forgeborn is a free action, right?
Yes, yeah, using your Forgeborn or doing mobility or activating any of your creatures, you can do that in addition to what you do per turn. It's not quite free because you can only do it once per cycle, so there is that like opportunity cost involved with it. Yeah, Bacon Poet, it's a lot of fun. Have you had a chance to play it yet on Tabletop Simulator or otherwise?
How to do this? I have so many choices, and some of them are good.
I will throw a link to the Kickstarter in the chat there, and you can also find a link to that in the video description if you are watching this on YouTube after the fact.
Maybe I just ignore the giant thing?
I am at 23, so you certainly could. You certainly could. That's
You have the Forge, though.
yes.
So my things are going back lane.
Yes, your things are going back lane, and my 9 damage is hitting you this turn if my man here is ignored. There's going to be a different feel to this game too. And I think I talked a little bit about this at the beginning of the stream. But the game is a lot more aggressive because there's only 4 cycles, only 3 turns per cycle, which means only 12 turns total. The fact that half of your turns, your creatures start without summoning sickness, essentially, when you have the Forge, means that you wind up dealing a lot more damage very quickly. I do think the life totals are higher. Is that right? I don't know how much health Solforge has, but or original Solforge had, but this
original
game has 50.
Solforge you had 100.
Oh, you did have 100? Okay. So that also certainly makes it a lot quicker. I don't know about individual cards and things, Yuri, but Shadow, as well as some other Stoneblade people, are potentially in the chat and could answer which cards exist or don't exist. And I don't know to what extent they are keeping things secret, or want to show off what cards are available. But Grimgone Devourer was definitely a favorite of mine back in the day as well. That thing could get nasty.
Actually.
Okay, gonna open lane your zombies.
Yeah, we're gonna open lane the zombies. I'll regret it later.
Now, if Kaelari were to draw that card right now that gives +4/+4 to all of his minions, I would be in deep doo-doo. And I'm a little bit afraid that that has already happened. But Kaelari, you still get to play another card for your turn here still.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm being really slow, but there's so many new things going on here. We're going to toxic spores. We're going to...
I definitely understand that feeling there, X, and that is something that they will potentially have to address. But for right now,
we're just going to kill your overseer with the toxic spores.
Okay, fair enough. So this guy is dead, and now you've got two different 4/8s that I'm looking at. They're both 4/8s, despite going through a bunch of changes, one being a wisp, one being an oak father. That's kind of funny.
Only one of them has breakthrough, though.
Yes, yeah, and I did notice that as well. There was one key difference. So I've got an 8/6. I'm just going to play an 8/6, kind of an underdrop here. When it dies, I drain you for 3, but I'm going to put my 8/6 against your 4/8. So that will...
So drain is you just take 3 life from me?
And I gain the life, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds right. That's what I would expect of something called drain.
Yep. Deal X damage, then gain X health.
Okay. So is that your turn?
And then I'm done my turn after that. The biggest thing, and there it is. So that's everything, and that is everything. So that is going to be pretty troubling. This time, all of Kaelari's things on the battlefield actually are minions.
Except for himself.
Except for himself, yet again. So what was this at? This was at 8, so now this is going to 10.
12?
Oh my gosh. Okay. This is bad. Yeah, that combined with Kaelari's hero power and being in some good factions to make that work, that is going to be... Oops. That is going to be absolutely brutal here. And then each of these guys have 7 health as well. So let's get some health tokens. Let's just throw this one away. Oh, I guess I can probably drag this into the banish, right? Nice. Okay. How are we going to survive this one? I'm not sure. Because Kaelari is also going to just win this combat, but if you are done, we can do battle. I'll take 2. Gloom Reaper Witch will die, and... sorry, it was at 12, so this will be down to 4. I will take 2 points of breakthrough right here. So -2. Then I will drain you for 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I will take 8 down to 16. And then, this guy's dead. And, there we go. So the way that the game works in paper is exactly... I mean, this is like a representation of the paper game, just digitally. It's not really a digital game. The cards aren't actually changing as we're playing them. So you have 2 upgrade piles that you place each of your half decks in, and then whenever you would level up a card, you grab the leveled up version from your half decks, and then everything is placed face up, so it's very easy for your opponent to see, oh, okay, now he's grabbing the level 3 Metamind Overseer and placing it into their discard. So you can see the level 2 card just went to Kaelari's Banished Zone, and the level 3 Utera Botanist is currently in their discard pile, which will get shuffled into their deck when we cycle up.
Alright, so that's the end of the turn, right?
Yes.
So, boing, boing.
Oh, those are moving around a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me move this over. And then you're good to hit end turn button whenever you are good. And now we are facing down almost double lethal right now. So this is super scary, and I need to find some things that can possibly save me. We might have to do something like this. I basically can't even do this. Though this would be helpful. Yeah, and that's how it works. Each half deck that you purchase comes with 32 cards. So you get 10 cards that are generated for your deck, and then each of those cards you get 3 different copies of on each of the 3 different levels. And then you also get 1 double-sided minion card and a Forgeborn card. And then on the back of your Forgeborn, you also get to see your deck list, and there's a QR code so that you can upload it to your digital collection. And I don't know what I should or shouldn't say, but there's potentially some different options for managing your collection digitally and tracking your collection digitally as well that are in the pipeline, and potential features. So we'll see.
So I'm going first here.
Yes.
I need to find something to do.
Right. Yeah, like what can you even do right now? Because all of your lanes are full except for this one lane that is just totally taken over by my Metamind Overseer right now.
And he's 9/11?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My hand is really bad for this situation. We're going to...
This is so big. This is such a big boy, this Wisp.
He's just a little wisp.
That is such a big boy.
We're going to do...
And this guy, I shrunk you, mister.
He didn't like that. He had to grow back. We're going to do Cersei's Call.
Mm-hmm.
Which gets me a zombie brute.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Which is in the only lane he can go in.
Okay. And Cersei's Call, that was the same effect on the previous level, which is interesting. Let's take a look at the level 3. So the level 3 is just free. So that's the difference there.
Free is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I like that cost.
It's hard to argue with free.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is a zombie brute as well, so it did actually get upgraded.
Yeah.
Because the first level was a zombie lowling zombie. What are these guys called? Mindless.
And zombie brute.
This guy definitely has a mind. Don't you dare say anything bad about him. And then are you done the first half of your turn here?
Yep, I am done for now.
Okay, for now. That is pretty scary. So I was looking over my hand. a little bit. Nine. There is a way that I can see that I survive this turn. That would also require Kaelari basically not playing anything on the second half of their turn, and things kind of getting a little bit risky. So because Kaelari has the Forge, I really don't think that I can do anything with this card right now. There's no way I can find to be able to sacrifice a creature. I do luckily have a few other cards in my hand that I can play that are rank 2, but I think I'm going to have to play this and use it to then use this, make that here, and then I will just be playing this here and chump blocking. So
that doesn't sound good for you.
I guess if I'm going to chump block, I might as well do so. I might as well chump block with this card, and then, well, it's the same. It's the same, really. Either way, I'm trading with a zombie token, but maybe this plays around some pump or different stuff like that. But I think this is how I start trying to survive. Don't really have high hopes, but I will play my Rotund Virtuoso, which is my decently statted vanilla creature. The man, the machine, the goop.
He's an 11/7.
Yes. So when I did that as well, I've got everything zoomed in here while we are streaming, but the Tabletop Simulator client automatically, when you play a card, shuffles but puts the level 3 or the upgraded card into your discard pile to get ready to get shuffled back in. And this is back here.
Alright, so they're going to trade, unless you have something else for him, which I don't think I would mind. Problem is, all my lanes are full, so I can't play creatures.
Yep.
Well, I'm assuming I can overwrite.
Yes,
but
you can override your cards.
I don't really want to overwrite my cards.
Right.
Especially with the creatures I have in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I will play the only thing...
You can also, Shadow brings up a good point in the chat, you can just discard a card to level it up. So if there's a creature that you just want to level, you can do that as well instead of playing like a spell or something.
Okay. That's right. That makes sense. You could do that in regular Solforge.
Okay. Yeah, it's a seldom used ability, but it winds up being good here. A big difference, though, in this version of Solforge is when you discard a card to level it up, your opponent will be able to see what that card is. So that was part of the reason you would do it sometimes in old school Solforge, is you wanted to like discard and level up a Krogius on the first turn or something like that. In this version of the game, doing so will alert your opponent to the fact that you do have a Krogius. So, Omnom...
I'm going to give your Metamine Overseer -3/-3.
Alright, fair enough. It is still going to positive battle with your Brute, so...
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'll take it.
But it wouldn't have affected the trade in the other lane at all, so...
Yes.
I'll just weaken your giant guy.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons, like I said, that the Rotund Virtuoso might be a decent play, is that even if it gets shrunk a little bit, it will still be good for us. So I am now going to play a Spite Maiden as a chump blocker, and I am going to pay the 5 health, so that way I can play an Energy Surge, which will allow me to summon a Mega Gizmo, which is a 6/6,
Oh, nice.
that will be able to trade with Oakfather. And then that will also allow me to discard and level a Blight Witch. And yeah, so just getting the leveled up Blight Witch into the deck. So all that stuff's looking good if I can survive a little bit longer, but that I am not so sure about. So we can do combat here. Lane 1 will trade off. Lane 5 will trade off, and I will take 2. This will not trade. I will put you down to 1, unfortunately, but I do have to do it because otherwise I would be taking lethal. So let's... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not put you down to 1. Put you down to 5. Okay, well, I feel better about that then. So I put you down to 5 here, and then I go down to 2 here, and then I also go down to 2 here as I take 7 from your mindless zombie. So I'm definitely hemorrhaging a lot of damage, but I don't know. I don't have a resolution to that, but I'm just taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, you're not in a very healthy place.
For sure. I agree. 2 health is definitely better than 0 health. Yep. Yeah, my turn is all done. But unfortunately, I won't be able to activate my Spite Maidens should I draw that in the future. So that is not looking super great. So we will see. I mean, I'll definitely need to be playing this card. And I guess I do have to figure out which cards I want to play right now. Give a creature... Okay. I mean, I can't spend time doing this right now. I could do this, and we can make a positive battle out of this. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I have to do this. And if Kaelari has any type of pump, I mean, I think I'm dead. I'm probably just dead regardless. Just trying to stabilize on the board right now. But let's go ahead and say first things first. I'm going to play a Zealous Demon, which is a 6/6 that drains you for 2.
Ooh, that gains you some life.
Yes, some much needed life points, but also just much needed. Let's trade cards here. Also could have played this. Would have been like a similar trade, but those life points might wind up mattering. Now I can survive a mindless zombie. I'm not going to hold out hope that those life points will be relevant for me, but I'll pass on the first half of my turn after that.
Okay.
If I can survive to player level 4, I get to drain for 8.
Now, if I overwrite one of my creatures, it'll go to the back lane,
yes,
right?
Yes, it will. Yep. So you'll
Even
sacrifice
though the creature was in the front lane.
That's correct. Yeah. Yep.
Probably not what I want to do in this situation.
Yes, so it sounds like he maybe drew his level 2 Shardplate Delver, but you won't get to just replace your zombie and make it an active thing. If you had that last turn, it would have been potentially a decent play rather than the Omnom.
Yeah, if I had it last turn.
Yeah, that was like
naturally I did not have it.
Yeah, one thing that Kaelari did have access to was like, if he just wanted to play any creature because he was the active player, he could have played an active creature in like lane 2 here, and then that creature would have been on the aggressive already. I'm assuming you're using the deploy?
I am not, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then you gain 5 health. So he doesn't actually, but yeah, 50 health is low, and I'm definitely feeling that right now. I could definitely use a little bit more health. If the devs want to patch in some additional life points right now, that would be great for me. But you're done after that, I take it then?
Yep.
Alrighty. I am just going to go for a pretty vanilla play here. I'm going to play an 8-8 in front of your 7-7.
All right, and that's all you're doing?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm going to get to level 3.
Oh, I misread this card.
Uh-oh. Hopefully that's a good misread.
No, because minion is a specific card type.
Oh, yes. Yes. But you do have 2 minions in play.
Yeah, my minions.
My things are not minions. You got something that can shrink some minions?
Well, at least I noticed it now and not like when we're resolving combat or something.
Yes, yeah.
So you got a robot spirit, a beast, and a meta mind.
Yes.
Got a zombie minion and a spirit minion, and one of those. This guy's gonna die.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. I guess that, like, if something said, for instance, give 2 creatures that share a type each +2/+2, you could technically maybe buff a spirit minion and a zombie minion as the game currently stands. Though I don't know if we'd see something like that necessarily. But it is interesting that it functions as a creature type, as opposed to like a super type or something that we would see in Magic. But
Breakthrough won't hit you if I'm in the back, right?
Correct. Yeah, breakthrough's not doing much for you this turn.
That makes sense. It's slightly annoying, but it makes sense. Because I'm not attacking, I'm just getting attacked.
Right. Yeah.
Man.
It is your turn right now, but it's kind of my turn.
Yeah. Well, you've done your plays, right? So we're just battling after this?
Yep. So whatever you do is final. I really have to hope Kaelari doesn't have any direct damage in his deck.
I haven't seen any.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to go for an upgrade.
Let me read that. Yeah, because I'll be a 9/10 and eat you. And then I'll have breakthrough on the next turn.
Yep.
We'll do that.
Yeah, so that is pretty good. So Shardplate Delver is going to get +4/+4. So we will grab some tokens for that. Now, we can just use the zombies tokens, I suppose.
Yeah.
And that's what it was, right? 9/10?
He's a 5/6 with +4/+4, so yeah, 9/10.
9/10. Very cool. All right. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit tricky, but we can go ahead and do battle now. So you will take 6.
Yep.
And lane 4 will trade. This will knock this boy down to 2.
Hey, what was I at? Was I at 40?
Yes.
Okay, so you have me at 35.
Yep.
This guy died, right?
Yes. Yep. And then your creatures move up, and you get control of the Forge, and I am at 4, facing down. Oh yes. Oh, hold on. Don't hit the end turn button. My guy died. So I get to upgrade a card in my discard pile right now. So let's take a look, because this could be the card that I upgrade. I could potentially be drawing, and this could be the difference between yes, we are just about to shuffle. So good thing you caught that for us. This could be the difference between the game right now. So I want to take a look at all of my cards, really. The Gloom Reaper Witch might be necessary to upgrade. Currently it's a drain for 3. What does it upgrade into? It upgrades into a drain. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so the drain part of that does not upgrade. So that is a very, very small upgrade, that card. But it's an underdrop, and we knew that when we played it. We also have Viric's Embrace. Let's see how that upgrades. Upgrades from 4 to 6 to 8. So that's definitely a possibility, especially as I have a lot of cards that gain me free spells. I think that one of the things that I've been thinking for a bit here is one of the ways that I don't lose this game is via Viric's Embrace. So I think I will have to do that because Spite Maiden and, well, I can't use Spite Maiden right now, but yeah, definitely getting free spells is how we get out of this. This deals with this already, right? Okay, yes. Let me... I'm just going to take a look at my other options here. So we could get the level 2... Oh no, we could get the level 3 of the puppy here to drain for 5 instead of draining for 3. That is not bad. This still drains for 3 regardless. I could also pump up the Shambler. That doesn't seem useful at all. Yeah, let's go with my first instinct here, and that is going to be, because this can hit a creature or player, so I'm going to level up my Viric's Embrace as my man dies there. So that is now upgraded, and then you can go ahead and hit the end turn button.
All right.
And Kaelari has the Forge. We can move our token down. Flip that over. Perfect.
What is my ability here? Play 1 or 2 creature from your discard pile for free.
Okay. I just realized I can actually mute Kaelari. So I've got no shot
creature
here.
cannot
I'm
be
totally
blocked.
dead. There is no way
It's just
I'm
gonna hit
surviving
you.
this turn.
That seems like it could be good.
As long as Kaelari realizes it, basically I'm going to have to spend my turn just dealing with the 2 creatures that he already has.
So I'm going here,
and
right?
He can just play 2 more creatures in lanes 4 and 5, and he'll have the Forge. Those creatures will hit me and kill me, and I did not draw any life gain or anything of the sort. I did draw 2 level 3 cards, but I don't think that's going to be good enough for us.
I know.
Yeah, there's definitely some powerful strategies that you can use with the level 3 cards, and it is important to take a look at all your cards. At some point, it's fun to play the game semi-blind, and part of the reason that I think I'm enjoying playing the game blind right now is eventually we will know all of the cards. So by not just going ahead and looking at everything, you kind of save yourself a little bit of discovery there. And oh my goodness gracious, okay, that is a 10-11 with breakthrough.
Yeah.
That is a big monster.
Actually, yeah.
Yep, yeah, it's active.
But this should go away.
Right, yeah, right. That goes away. I'm not sure. I'm sure that there is stuff that deals with the banished zone as well. So I'll give you some counters here. Okay, and then you are done your turn, right? Okay.
Done my turn, yeah.
I think 10, 11. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and drop a 2015.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Nice small creature.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Back row, though.
Oh, yes. And then you're up.
Well, I am.
All right, that is going to be tough. Stealth. Yeah, there is a little bit of an awkward thing here because if you play a creature with stealth and you have the forge and that creature is lethal, your opponent only has one option, and that is to kill that creature. Because otherwise I would play a backlane card and then it would stealth on through and just hit me for lethal. So I am just going to play an Ossuary Mech. And, oh right, I could also play an aggressive creature. Yeah, that's a good point. So this is just a 10/10 guy. And then I'm going to move your guy, not using any ability, just making this up to trade here. But
okay.
you will. No, you will.
Like, how is he moving it?
I'll use my secret Forgeborn ability on the back. No, you've got me here. So yeah, I'm dead. This was a fun game. My deck was definitely, I won't even say a little bit slower. It was just a little bit more focused on what was going to happen at player level 3, where I'm going to have, I think, a bunch of level 3 cards. The Ossuary Mech will even be able to do some cool stuff potentially here too as a level 3, but unfortunately just don't have enough life points to get us there. So we can do some battle, and I will go down.
I could have used my ability too.
Yeah, what is your ability again? You may discard a card to play a creature from your discard pile for free. Well, you actually...
I could have gotten...
you could have gotten the second level of Portal Shade.
And gotten the second level out, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's really funny. So, okay, that's a cool way to use Dark Summoning. Oh yeah, that would have been really nasty there, for sure. You could have even taunted me or something with a play like that. But no, that was really good. That was well played. Your deck was definitely a lot more aggressively suited, and I think it was also a good showcase of. Yeah. No, it was you played it well, but it had like the capability is what I was getting at to make some really explosive plays. We saw that Terra Botanist, I believe its name was. Yeah, to just be able to, I mean, it's already summoning a 6/6, but then the fact that it was able to give your entire team +4/+4 was just absolutely
I drew him perfect timing. Level.
Yes. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily. I don't think that you just got lucky because you used it along with the level 2 ability from your Forgeborn, which created 2 zombies. It was good on the board, but Terra Botanist is always going to be good alongside this Necromancer Forgeborn card. So that's a cool way that you can kind of combine some of your cards and things too. So good stuff. Let me just see one thing here.
Yeah, that was a good game. And thank you for doing this.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully this was fun to be able to show off the game a little bit. I just sent you a Discord message as well. Great. Okay. So what we are going to do then, I just didn't want to put you on pressure on stream to turn it down or
Yeah,
not
I
turn it down.
appreciate
But
that.
yeah, no problem. So we are going to take a quick little break here. I am going to grab some water, and then we will play another one, and we can get into that. So I'm going to just mute you on Discord here, and I'll bring you back in when we start the next game. Great. I hope everybody is having fun and enjoying watching some Solforge. I've been talking a lot, so I definitely am going to go and grab some water, but it is it's a lot of fun to play still. It's an interesting balance because the games are going to feel always a little bit like limited and a little bit like constructed. But you can see just in this demo game where you can really start to make some of the synergies work in the future, with Kaelari's Utera Botanist working really well with the Necromancer, and there's just going to be lots of other synergies similar to that when you pick up the cards and experiment with them yourself. Also, I was making gizmos for free with my free spells and then sacrificing those gizmos. So a lot of really cool things like that. Let's go ahead and start resetting the game. I don't know the best way to do this. Oh, the quick start button popped back up. If I just hit that, will that... Oh, no. Okay, that was a mistake. Let's see. Is there a button that resets the game, or should I just make a brand new table? Stoneblade, guys. I know I could just Control Z a bunch of times, but I think I would literally have to do it like... I don't know. It says 14 there. Maybe I could just do this 15 more times, and that will rewind everything. Go to Games and Load Mod.
All right.
Cool. Oh, I muted myself in Discord. I didn't mute you, so I'm glad you didn't say anything. I just realized that now.
I muted myself.
Great. I muted myself, but then was streaming, so I wasn't actually trying to mute myself there. Great, and I believe I have reset the table here so that we are good to play again. If I just hit quick start, we'll get another pair of random decks. We could, if one of us receives one of the same decks, we could re-roll that deck in additional time. But if everything is good, can everybody on the stream? I just want to double check because I just muted things and unmuted things. Can you guys hear both myself and Kaelari?
Can you hear me?
I see. Okay, yeah, I see your audio levels moving up there, so you should be good to go. Alrighty, we can give this another go. And all right, yeah, just looking at everything else on my end here with the chat and stuff. All right, looks like we are good to go. So I will just hit this quick start button again, like I said, and we'll give those a chance to load up. Probably didn't get any of the same stuff unless you got the same Utera deck there. Otherwise, it is all brand new. So let's take a look at my different options for possible Forgeborn here. I've got Koruk, which is 4 damage to a creature opposing one of your creatures. That is not bad. Give your creatures +5 attack this turn. They get aggressive. That, I believe, is really good, especially potentially with some high health or armor things in Aloyan. And then we have Whirlwind. Give a creature, one creature, +8 and move it to any lane. So definitely some aggressive abilities there. And I guess that'll really depend on how aggressive our deck is in terms of if we want that or not. But Steel Rosetta, taking a look at that one, summon a gizmo, upgrade a card in your hand. So that is the exact same text as a card in the game. I forget the name, but it had the draw, or it was the Metasite art. I'm not sure if it's still called Metasite. But on Steel Rosetta, it's called Enhance. Tinker is summon up to 2 gizmos, give your robots +6 armor this turn, and then choose a creature this turn. When it's replaced, you may reanimate it, which means summon it in a different lane. Give it +5/+5. So that kind of allows you to double use a gizmo effectively. Well, one of my decks is going to be pretty aggressive. The other one is potentially going to be a little bit slower. I think I'm going to go... I like the gizmos. I like playing slow, but I know that this is an aggressive game, so part of me is saying no, just go for the aggressive creature. Use lightning speed to just blow Kaelari out at some point. Let's... No, I don't want to take a look at my deck before we select a guy. I think I will just go with... I'll just go with this one. I think I'll just go with Steel Rosetta. Yeah, I'm going to go with this. And then if you want to do the same thing, throw them out there. We'll take a look. Oh, you already know. You know which one you're going for. Fair enough. So
you can look at both women.
What's that?
You can look at them, Mike.
Yeah. So whenever you play a spell, deal 3 to a creature or player. Play a spell for free on the final one, and you and one of your creatures get plus armor. Nothing too exciting about that one. Yeah, I can see why you potentially went with the Wisp there. Though, Nova's Touch, that is an interesting ability. That does not seem strong. Replacing a level 2 creature with a Wisp?
Well, I'm assuming it can work on one of your creatures.
Oh, it's a removal spell. Okay, no, that's good. That's actually really good. Okay, yep.
Yeah, you're choo-choo.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, Nova seems really good. Okay, we'll see if you get similar stuff as last game then. And we're ready to go. I guess we should also roll a die again. So...
Did you just nat 20?
No, I didn't roll it.
Okay.
I nat 3'd. 6. Okay, I've been bested.
Alright, so that means I'm going first?
Yes. Alrighty. will start to take a look at some of my cards here now as well. Okay. That's a card. Wow, that's a card. Okay. Oh, interesting. Kaelari did indeed win game 1. It was a pretty commanding lead as well. I think the final score was, well, let's see. I went to -1. Kaelari might have dropped down to like 26 on that last turn, so still had about half his health total left. So I've actually played with a very similar deck to this in the one game that I played off stream. And, oh yeah, Energy Surge. So Energy Surge is the same as Enhance. Oh, well, I have to do this. I just have to do this. Because this with this is just great.
That sounds scary.
Okay. Kaelari's got a decent thing going on here. He's got a Lightning Tamer, which is a 1/4, and then a Spell Sprite, which is also a 1/4. Okay, so the Tempe's have a really interesting minion. I have not looked at the Tempe's minion yet, but this is an interesting card for sure. So I kind of want to avoid what Kaelari is doing, I think, because, I mean, he's certainly going to be playing a spell, right? What's a little bit annoying is I feel like when I play this, it is probably going to die. But I do think that it is my best card that I can play. I do want to take a look at... So this was what I was going to say as my spoiler. I know this card's final level, and it's decent.
No fair having decent cards.
So I just want to take a look at what Aegis Wings looks like when it gets leveled up here, because that was a popular card in the game. So the level 2 version is free. That's how it upgrades. And then the level 3 version is also going to be free and just give a bunch of attack. Oh, well, that actually really complicates some things. Because I mean, I'd like to level a free spell, right? How does this scale? Oh, this doesn't really scale, so that's the trick. Okay, so maybe I will save my really good play. Oh, this would just kill you. This would just end the game right now if I played it, wouldn't it? And then you'll turn it into a plant or something, but...
It seems like a really powerful 1-drop if you can just end the game.
Yeah, game's over. Look at this guy. Look how many guns he's got. That said, what's interesting here is like a Gizmo actually does trade with either of Kaelari's things, but we know for sure Kaelari is going to be playing a spell. There is Defender in this game. We have not yet seen it. And then everything kind of starts on the defensive. But there are some creatures with the Defender keyword as well, which does help them survive a few more combats if you have the Forge. Defender cards always get backlaned. Like initially I was thinking, so I'll just take you guys through what I was thinking. This, discarding, leveling this, and then playing this, getting the full Monty. Now I'm thinking that discard and leveling this might not be that bad. But we could always just enhance it if we draw it later and we really just want to... Okay, so maybe let's not focus on it. Let's just focus on what I believe is going to be the best play. I'm just considering if it's worth like open laning something versus having what is it? The first ability on my Korok here, deal 4 damage to a creature opposing one of your creatures. So that kind of stuff is definitely relevant. That said, I think we are going to go with Energy Surge, discarding and leveling Palladium Pulse Mage, and then creating a Gizmo against... let's see... I think I'll do it against your minion. Are there any cards that affect the order of either your discard pile or banish? Is that anything that we have to pay attention to in any capacity, or are you guys planning on avoiding mechanics like that? Got a pretty quick no from Shadow. I feel like those mechanics are not the best in paper games, but it's good to know I don't have to consider that. And I'm done my first half of my turn here. If I didn't already say that.
Thinking there's
Yep.
lots of options.
Which spell do you want to play? Any spell here is pretty good for Kaelari because it will trigger both of his creatures.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know that there's a lot of different spells, matter, synergies. I probably am going to wind up casting this card. I didn't show it off yet because I also know what this card does already. But yeah, kind of a weird card. I believe it scales 5, 7, 9 and has the exact same text on all 3 levels. But we'll probably go ahead and play it.
So I'm gonna burn your Gizmo.
Yeah, okay, my Gizmo's dead. I had a feeling Gizmo might be dying, and I was a little bit worried about that, but there was not too much that I could do. So then both of your guys are going to get +2 attack. And are you all done with that then?
Yep. Let's see what you got.
All right. So I am still going to play this. It doesn't wind up being as good because I am not able to override a Gizmo here. But War Machine is a 2/10, so it will still trade with a 10-piece minion, and it will it'll trade over 2 combats. But it would have been an 8/12 if I was able to upgrade a Gizmo. I knew it wasn't going to work. I tried to bait Kaelari into thinking all he had to do was play any spell. Like if he just lightning sparked my face, it turns into a positive battle. But he wasn't having any of that. And then I'm also just going to play Flame Jet to level it. So that just takes us both down to 45. Flame Jet is definitely going to make this game even quicker, so that is something we are going to want to keep in mind. But then from combat, I am going to take 3, and then your guy's going to take 2. My guy is going to take 3. And we're all done with that turn there.
That's the turn.
Alrighty, let's take a look at what we got. Okay, that's what I figured this card would do. Then we have this, which is good. I would love to play this if we didn't have the Forge, or I would have loved to play that last turn. Now we have Stout Virtuoso, which is a little bit different than the Virtuoso that we had last game, and this kind of shows off the Forge ability, or not the Forge ability, but the fact that individual cards are also forged. So you can get different types of virtuosos, and you can get different stout creatures that slightly changes their stats. Okay, 2 gizmos. Override. Oh, interesting. Well, I definitely want to do this then. That just seems too good to not do. I do want to take a look at how that levels. I want to take a look at how 2 of the cards in my hand level, because they're spells, and those you don't get as good of a sense on. Oh, okay. Do you catch the difference there? That's an activate as opposed to a deploy. Okay, well that seems really good. And then let's take a look at how this card levels. Where is it at? Are these alphabetical order? They are. Okay, that's really good. And that's really good. Okay, so I definitely feel happy about that. I don't love what I have to do to make it happen, but maybe I could use, like... Okay, I need to take a look at how all my cards level. I think I'm leveling my entire hand, basically, this turn.
Jeez.
Yeah, when you have cards that you don't... When you're just discarding and leveling your cards, how they level up matters a lot more, as opposed to when you are actually playing them, because then you care about like their effect on the board. So I like that, but I think we are going to wind up playing this and this. So what is like the order that we want to do everything here? I'm thinking that this is the card that we play first, discarding this, and then we do this, doing this. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to play Aetherforge Oracle, which allows me to discard and level my Stout Virtuoso, and discard it. And Stout Virtuoso is a similarly statted thing from last game, except it's going to become a 14-22 instead of, which I believe last game it was a 20-15. It didn't get to see too much use. I played it and then the game ended. But I'm all done the first half of my turn there after that.
Alrighty then. What are you? You're a 3/5.
Mm-hmm. I think we've made some good things happen, but for sure Kaelari can do some powerful things on his turn. It's always... Okay. The botanist, that is exactly why I placed my War Machine on the minion. But it does look like that's going to wind up being a little bit awkward, because now when Kaelari plays another spell, that is going to mean that his guy is just able to eat mine. So that's a little bit scary, but that is why we blocked how we did up until this point. And we know Kaelari is going to be playing a spell on the second half of their turn. The only question is, how scary will that spell get? And
I'm sure they're all harmless.
Hopefully not too scary. So I am going to override my Aetherforged Oracle with a Uranti Elementalist, which allows me to play a spell for free. And that spell is going to allow me to summon 2 gizmos. So I am going to just throw a gizmo in the open lane here, and then throw a gizmo against your 2/2. And then this is dead. Don't need this anymore. And I'm all done.
All right. how to do this. That's the question.
Definitely got some powerful things. I'm ready to get blown out by a spell. The question is, how big is this blowout going to be? How much am I going to have to scrape to get back into it? I think that the make two gizmos will wind up being really good next turn. I'll have a lot of things on your side of the board that I wish I'd be able to clean up with some gizmos, but unfortunately that's just not how things fell out here.
So I really need to play a spell.
You really need to play a spell. It changes this from a trade to a positive battle, and it changes this from a negative battle to a trade. Just playing a spell does that. The spell could have no effect, and it will do that already. So that's a pretty good spell. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it here, but I can make it bigger. But Steel Rosetta or Rosetta, depending on how you pronounce that S. But Steel Rosetta. I believe you say the Rosetta Stone, right?
Yeah.
Do it with a Z. I don't know if you call that a hard S or something, but...
Choices. So we're going to battle immediately after I play this spell.
Yes, assuming you don't have any activates or mobilities or things like that, but this will be the last thing in the turn.
Gizmo and Botanist will trade. Wisp will do nothing. Lightning Tamer can trade or eat. Spell Sprite can eat.
Phase. I might change out of my suit jacket as well and just into something more comfortable. Yeah, let me go run and do that while you are finishing your turn here.
All right. I'm thinking. There's just, do I care about the gizmos is the question. You don't have breakthrough. You know? If we do that, we can eat there, we can kill that, we trade there, we eat that. Puts me way ahead on board. Okay, so this...
All right, I am back.
7.
I'm back and I am comfier. So which of my creatures did you shrink?
I'm shrinking.
Killing my gizmo?
Yep.
Fair enough. Okay, so Gizmo's dead. I'm just going to flip this around.
Yep.
For the stream. And then, yeah, those guys move up to... move up to attack. And then we can do battle.
Yep.
All right, so lane 5 trades. That's easy enough. This is going to... And then both of these are negative battles. You just have to adjust your health here. So this goes down to 3. This goes down to 2. And my cards die. So I'm definitely behind on the board. This is how I like to play Solforge. It is actually always how I have liked to play Solforge, but I think I might have to retool some of my strategies here now, as the game is just a little bit faster than what I am prepared to do with it. So yeah, that turns over if you want to hit the end turn button there. Yeah. And then this is the last turn on this player level yet again. Or rank. And awkwardly, anything I play into the spell sprite is going to eat it. So I think I'm just going to have to take some damage. That's really decent. It's not great. Yeah, I remember this card, Stonefist Giant, I think it just used to be called. Used to be,
he was the guy.
He used to be a really strong vanilla creature. But now he's potentially going to be strong sometimes, but I got the stampeding version, which comes with breakthrough and less stats. Oh, y'all remember this guy? Thundersoar is now a Tempest creature. Very cool. Thundersoar is back. And it's your turn right now too.
Right.
We're in your phase.
I have Forge.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thundersoar was like.
I'm glad you said that because I was in another world entirely.
No problem.
What do I want to do?
I don't think we can play Thundersoar, y'all. This is upgraded. Oh. Oh, interesting. Oh, this is supposed to be a mage. That's a little unlucky. Oh, okay. I remember Flame Shaper Savant. It's been toned down significantly, though it's already activating here on the first cycle, which is different. It used to just be vanilla.
Yeah. It also used to have much better stats.
Yes. Monkey in the chat says that they still have a screenshot saved of them beating you in the original Solforge in draft. They've hung on to that screenshot.
Wow.
That's a nice little trophy there. Okay. I mean, we're definitely
I used to play a lot of draft.
Yeah, myself as well. Obviously, that was one of my favorite modes. We have some really good cards here, and I take it that this effect, if this is upgraded, you may summon a gizmo, only works if it's upgraded. It does nothing if you just play the spell, right? I'm tempted to do this, but okay. So a spell sprite would trade with Flame Shaper Savant, but not really, because Kaelari's going to play a level 1 card, so he's got the ability to deal 1 damage anywhere, which really takes a lot of wind out of my sails. That link did get removed then. Yeah, I just have links getting removed as just like a spam detection, but you can probably post it on Discord or something like that, or you can DM it to me, and then I can bring it up on the stream. That's probably the best way to do it. I do believe my. Oh, are there still DMs on Twitch? Actually, of that I'm not sure. Okay. So I'm also really tempted to play this. Then I'd be able to use its activate ability. But that's not even great. I think I should just focus on playing two big monsters, and I think that's how we should move forward. Really don't want to take 7, but I do want a positive battle. I mean, maybe I just shouldn't worry about positive battling right now because Kaelari is going to... He's going to deal some damage with that Flame Shaper Savant. The annoying thing here with the Flame Shaper Savant, as I'm looking at the board, I actually want to trade off with it this turn. Because otherwise, he's going to get, like, there's no way to then stop it, and he would otherwise get 2 activations out of it. Next turn, though, we will be cycling up. So if he wants to use the Flame Shaper Savant, he'll have to play level 1 cards, and maybe that's good enough. So my inclination here is to just soak up the most damage, and that would start with... I should think about my play for a second, because as soon as I put it down on the field, it's going to level up and do some things. Just not really excited by this right this second, especially with the lack of mage on some other creatures. Let's take a look at our upgraded versions of the Master of the Elements here, which is called, I cannot read that word, Thaumaturgic Master. Okay, yeah, that's good to know. I did do some troubleshooting when I played the other day. Oh, that's right, it's just going to summon a spell swarm rather than a spell. I'm not really feeling that. I am feeling Thundersoar though. So let's get Thundersoar online. We know we're going to play that. So let's start with that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Let's start with Thundersoar. It is going to go in the back lane, but it's 10 health, it's got Breakthrough, and it's Thundersoar. That's what it does, Kaelari.
That's sweet.
Yep. So it's a 0-10, 0-15, 0-21. Scaled down slightly. Everything is scaled down slightly, and everybody has half the health.
Good old Thundersoar.
But yeah, we definitely want to play Thundersoar here, I think. This is a safe enough lane to play it.
Is it?
Thing is, if you damage Thundersoar, then it's going to get plus attack, so I don't really feel too threatened. If you're able to play 2 spells... Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay, this was terrible.
I probably can't play 2 spells.
Yeah, but you can play 1 spell and then hit it for a damage, which I shouldn't be telling you. Maybe...
yeah, I already saw that.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now, too. You got a complicated board over there. A lot of tricks.
Okay, I have a question then.
Sure.
If I play a spell that kills my Flame Shaper Savant, does he still trigger?
Probably. I'm not sure if the rules will answer such a elaborate question, but at least yet, you know what I mean? Okay, so Shadow is going to hit us with a rule. It says he has to be in play the entire time, so he has to see the spell resolve. If you
so he has to be in play when the spell is done resolving?
I believe that's the ruling that we're getting. If you have like a more specific? Like if you want to put the card out or say what the card
Well,
is,
yeah,
then
I'm
you'd be able
playing
to...
it either way. I have a Dendrify.
Okay. So Dendrify. Oh,
So
okay. So you want to replace something with an Oak Father.
if I replace the Flame Shaper, will he see it and triggers the question?
Sounds
Otherwise,
like
I'm going to
no.
do it to the Wisp.
Yeah, sounds like a no on that one. We can wait for Shadow in the chat to weigh in. Yeah, he says do it to the Wisp.
Okay, I will do it to the Wisp then. So the Wisp goes away. And we get an Oak Father. And then we ping the Thundersaur for 1.
Yep.
And these guys, you did it.
Yep. Oh, that's right. Wait, there's still another.
You get a play, yeah.
I still get a play. Now I feel like I have to do this, right? Yeah, I think I have to do Scythian Experimentation. I would have loved to eat the Flame Shaper Savant, but I'm going to go ahead and give my Thundersaur +2/+2. Yeah, and then I take a million. What's that?
If this is upgraded, what is...
So that just means if you upgrade it like in a non-traditional way. So I
Oh,
suppose
I
it
see what
could
you're
work.
saying.
I suppose it could work if you just discarded it instead of playing it. You could summon a gizmo in that way. But otherwise, okay, upgraded is a keyword as opposed to leveled. So it's whenever something mentions that it's using the keyword upgrade. Fair enough. But that's all I'm doing. And then we are hitting the battle button. I am going to take, as Shadow put it in the chat, 1,000,000 damage. But I will gain 1,000,000 Thundersaur. I take... Is this 3 attack or...
Yeah, the Thundersaur had power, right?
Yeah,
so
it had 1.
Didn't you give it +2/+2?
Yes, so it had 3, is what I meant to say.
So this guy had 2, so he's dead.
Yes, yeah, this guy dies. And then I'm going to take 18 and drop down to 24.
That is a hit.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
And then end turn?
Yep, yeah, we're good to end the turn. So I really got to make some stuff happen here, but luckily, or fortunately, however, I do have access to Enhance now, which means I could use this for free, so we've got some things. Oh, we could also upgrade this. Oh, no, we can't. I can only upgrade a level 1 card in my hand. Is there any way to get... Oh, well, I have to play this too, don't I? Okay, this will be free. This turn, it gets mobility. Oops. I should not be saying that out loud. Pretend you did not hear that. So I will probably... I could play this and this. I really just have to... Yeah, definitely the digital implementation to help you remember the rules. But I think you'll also get like a better feel for it once you have the cards in your hand. There's definitely something like tangible about that aspect of remembering the rules. But hopefully the game, I'm sure, comes with some amount of like rules inserts and things like that, and or at least like for the glossary, that will be super important. Okay, so this is a pretty important turn. Oh, okay. Nobody. Okay, yeah, nobody pointed this out to me. But this is. Yeah, it's not the most complicated game, but there's even more going on than the original Solforge in terms of what's going on, because it's they're really making use of that forge ability, because some of the cards are two cards in one, the decks are two decks in one. We've got now the ability to hero power with our Forgeborn's activation. There's the front lane and the back of a lane, so the complexity is definitely up from the first version of the game, despite there not really being a pure constructed mode that some people would be interested in. But what I'm thinking is we do this on this, on this, and then... No, wait. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah. That's what I was missing. When we enhance, we summon a gizmo. So we've got this or this to take a gizmo. And then those are our two plays for the turn. So how do we do this in the safest way possible? That is definitely going to become the question. And Kaelari can certainly have some powerful plays. So what I need to make sure that I am doing is setting myself up with really powerful plays as well. And I think that's going to start with immediately using my gizmo. Trying to think of what I want more damage on. No, it doesn't start with immediately using my gizmo. My play is going to be Thundersoar. Your go.
Thundersoar. He's a 15 now.
So we drew the level 2 Thundersoar. Unfortunately, this is going to be a trade with Kaelari's Oakfather. But right now, yeah, we're just worried on stabilizing on the board here, and trying to clean up some other things that are going on. So play as if you aren't hearing me talk about my hand as well, if you could.
I try. Mm-hmm. Do I want to do that? Yeah, sure. I'm going to dendrify the savant.
Okay. That I am happy with.
Yeah.
So that becomes an Oakfather. And now we are going to take our second play of the turn. And we're going to do some stuff. Summon 2 wisps. Okay. Oh yeah, that goes in the back lane. Yeah, you could have made 2 wisps and replaced one of those as well. But that was a level. It was a level 2 Dendrify, so it wasn't triggering the Flame Shaper regardless there. So not a huge deal, I don't think, really.
We'll see.
Now I can open lane my War Machine. Maybe that is better. Okay, I am going to... I think this is my play here. Let me just... This is upgraded. I get to summon a Mega Gizmo. I feel like I'm past that at this point. Yeah, let's go ahead and use Enhance, which allows me to summon a gizmo. And I'm just going to open lane this gizmo here. So I summon a gizmo, and then I get to level up a card in my hand. I get to upgrade a card in my hand. So there's that keyword upgrade. But I'm going to upgrade my Aegis Wings. Oh, no. Oh, that's fine, because I'm going to play Aegis Wings. Yeah, and then I get to play Aegis Wings for free. I get to give a creature +4 attack and mobility 2. So bring this to 16. I believe it was just at 12, right? 3 plus...
Yeah.
I'm almost positive it was... Wait, does that math make sense? Because it's... What is it printed? Oh, 10. Okay. Yeah. So... Yeah, that math adds up. Because Thundersoar should have a total of stats from its health. And then I will move Thundersoar over with mobility.
Yep.
You tap it when you mobilize. And then I will play War Machine over my Gizmo.
Aegis Wings becomes free.
Yes, Aegis Wings was free on the second level. So War Machine is going to get... Let's just throw away my Gizmo here.
That's a scary War Machine.
It's going to get +8 +2. So let's make that. That makes it a... what was it initially? So it is a 12. Okay, 12. And then I am passing to your phase.
I am going to take some big ouchie.
Well, that's the plan. I took big ouchie last turn.
This guy doesn't have breakthrough, though.
It does not. Nope.
The Thundersoars do.
The Thundersoars do, but yeah, the rank 2 Thundersoar is going to be dealing less damage than the rank 1 Thundersoar.
All right, 2 is doing nothing right now.
Yeah.
It's taking a hard hit, though.
Mm-hmm. And then it'll be 8/7.
And
right
these
now,
guys
you're
are
poised to take 25. What was that?
The Thundersoar 1 is trading with the Lightning Tamer.
Yes.
Currently.
Yes.
But it's 16 minus 3, so I'll be taking 13 from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have even tried to trade with the Thundersoar. Maybe I should have just kept it in an open lane and like put my other guy somewhere else. I definitely don't value the aggressive plays as much as I should. Alrighty. We are familiar with that guy for sure.
So lots of my things get bigger.
Yep, +4/+4 all around.
What is he?
What's that? The banish.
He goes up to a 12.
Yeah, you got a bunch of 12/12s now. Luckily, Thundersoar is still going to survive that combat. That's a 6, and then that is a 6 as well.
All right.
Okie dokie. And then we are battling?
Yep, we kung fu fight.
Okay, so first things first, these will trade, and you will take 13.
So that puts me to 32.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy is dead.
And then I will take 2 damage here, killing your guy. Thundersoar needs some tokens now. He becomes a 12-3. And your guys move up. This is fine. Everything's fine. Alrighty.
And that's the turn.
Yep, that's the turn. And now you get to be the active player. And I've got some catching up to do. Don't think I'm going to be playing this card now. Hopefully we don't have to. Okay, this is a 6-6, not a 9-9. I need scientists. I don't know if I've even seen scientists. I think the vanilla creature is a scientist. Okay. Okay, that is cool, though. Yeah, some of these things are getting a little bit out of hand. But it's never a good sign when I am looking how I need to play based off what's on the board, and Kaelari is going to get to play more things. Now, he does have to deal with my 12-10 at some point as well, but he's got the Forge. So if he just open lanes some things here, that really puts a lot of pressure on me and really compounds some of the mistakes that I have made this game. I definitely have not played this one optimally with some of my Thundersoars and things leading up to this point.
Alrighty then. What am I doing? I can do some crazy things.
That's not great.
I'm going first. Yeah, I'm going right now. So we're going to play this guy.
The level 2. Oh, with 3 damage on it, that is not a number that I want to see right now. 3 is my least favorite number, for sure.
And yeah, and that was my first turn, so yeah. Mm-hmm. It's on you then.
Mm-hmm. Well. I think we're going to wind up using this just to survive. Oh no, these both have breakthrough.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can survive. I was already looking bad here with the Thundersoar. It was okay when it was an 8-7 against an 8-8, but now a 12-13 against a 12-12, soon to be a 12-0 against a 12-12. Yeah, battling over the course of 2 turns is really no good against these breakthrough minions.
Yeah, they're really big.
Mm-hmm. I don't really like any of my plays here. I'm trying to think. Okay. So we still have one more turn in this cycle. I think... I think I just have to play this. I mean, yeah, maybe I should just soak up as much damage as I can, though. It's like this soaks up 12 damage, but, I mean, this effectively soaks up 14 damage. Which is more than 10. So I think I will just play this. And then I get to upgrade a card in my hand and then discard it. And that's a little bit awkward here, actually, because I essentially have to figure out what I want to play and discard accordingly. I think I will just discard. Oh, actually, is this any good? Oh, this is good, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. I'll level up this. So we shuffled the leveled up version, or we put the leveled up version into our discard pile here.
Alright, so you're done after that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now I just have to figure out how I'm doing things. Do I just take 12 damage? Alright, well, let's do what we're definitely doing. We're going to play the Staff of Varus onto the Flameshaper Savant, because it comes free when played on a mage.
Wow. Wow. But that won't trigger this. Oh, it does. Oh, you've got to play level 1 cards still. Okay, so
Yeah.
that part of Flameshaper Savant is still here. That you have to play cards cheaper than it on the second levels. It just has an ability now on the first level. Okay.
I think it's you have to play a level 1 card at all 3 levels.
Oh,
but I could be wrong on that.
interesting. Interesting. We can take a look.
I'm thinking what I want to ping. So if we ping the Oracle.
Where is it?
All right, but first this happens.
Oh, he played it.
Right, so we get 5 attack on the Flameshaper.
Yeah, that is right. The number of damages goes up, but it's always looking at level 1 cards. Yep, you get a ping from your Flameshaper, and where in the world could that be going?
It's actually going at the Oracle.
Uh-oh.
And then my play for the turn, because that was free, so we're going to Pyre Song the Oracle, and that's a level 1.
Destroy a wounded
So then we're
creature.
going to blow up the Thundersoar with the ping.
Okay, looking close.
And then I believe I am done.
Yeah, I figured that was the idea with Flameshaper Savant, is to kind of give you a hint of what is to come. That level 1 wound up being pretty strong even this game. All right, so now it is my turn.
You need to block a lot of things.
I do have to block a lot of things.
Or get a really big pump on your war machine there.
Right. Yeah, I can go down to exactly 0 here by doing Lightning Tamer plus a dude just for a double chump block.
And that's silly.
That will put me down to 0. I can also play this for free, so I might as well play it and just hit us both for 7.
Okay.
That way, I at least got you down to 25, right? This was at least still a close game, and I actually got you down to 13. When all is said and done here, obviously you could have done more. Should the game?
Yeah, I could have blocked the War Machine with something.
Yeah, you made the play for the win there.
I figured I had enough health that it was better to just kill you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was pretty good. You were definitely in a lead for a lot of that. There were some turns that one felt close, but the Utera Botanist was
he's a good card.
Was really good for you yet again. You never actually even activated your Forgeborn, which makes the game seem a whole lot less close when you realize that you didn't even do that.
In retrospect, I should have just put a Wisp the chump block. And there was no reason not to.
Right. Oh, yeah, on this last turn. Yeah, so that puts you back up to 25. But, hey, I still got you down to half your health total there then. So, we'll take that. So, yeah, there we go. That was pretty dominating, and GG's for sure. That was fun to be able to play some Solforge.
Yeah.
The Kickstarter is currently live if you haven't already checked that out. And I definitely recommend as well just loading up Tabletop Simulator. If you can shell out the $20 to buy Tabletop Simulator, it does a whole bunch of other things too. And you get Solforge for free if you buy it. I almost feel like Solforge should... I mean, they can't really... I guess a lot of other things use Tabletop Simulator, but it's cool to... I'm sure they're happy enough to just have that as a program that they're able to work with. But it feels like they should be getting a cut of all of these recent Tabletop Simulator purchases. Oh, I didn't realize that Monkey in the chat says that TTS was recently on sale. I did not pick it up on sale. I bought I put $20 out for it like 3 days ago when the Kickstarter dropped. But that is good to know that it goes on sale for half price a lot. And I do think that if you are still a little bit unsure about what's going on with Solforge Fusion, to check it out on Tabletop Simulator, because it is a lot of fun with the new mechanics that they've added to it. I still am not totally sure. Like, I haven't fully analyzed how I feel exactly about like the Forgeborn and the new dimensions that brings. And maybe we're not doing the best showcase of it here because we are talking through all of our plays and dealing with the stream and doing things like that. But it's a much quicker game. Despite what this stream might have you believe, a 3-hour stream for 2 games. But I think...
You were playing mighty slow.
Yes, and once you know the cards, and if you are just playing with your friends in person, especially, where you can very easily just grab the dice and throw them out and figure out the life totals and that kind of stuff, I think that this is a game that you can probably breeze through, and the Stoneblade guys might have more to say on that as well. Though I'm sure a lot of how they have been playing the game with working remotely and such has also been through Tabletop Simulator. So I'm not sure how much they have, but I'm excited to get my hands on Solforge Fusion. And thanks for watching. If you've watched us check it out here today. Kaelari, do you have any final words, any final notes, or things that you'd like to say about Solforge Fusion after giving it a shot here?
I like the new turn structure.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like the Forgeborn mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. And the random decks, I'm undecided on.
Right.
Like the whole half deck system.
Right.
I miss building decks.
Yeah. That is going to be a huge change from it for a lot of players. It's almost like neither the constructed players nor the limited players get exactly what they want, but they both get sort of this compromise of not quite getting to play in either of those game modes. But there is still definitely some customizability that you can do, but it certainly won't make it feel like you have as much control over what you're playing, which is a huge draw to most card games in that element, that sense of creativity that you get by picking out the pieces specifically. But, you know, in an era where most people are just net decking things anyways, there is a little bit, there are some upsides to having that forged deck mechanic where, and it also certainly makes it a lot easier to just pick up and play. Because one of the things that I'm looking forward to with the game is maybe some of my friends that wouldn't otherwise spend the time to play a card game in terms of all of the investment that it takes leading up to play it, like researching different decks and the meta and all that stuff. I can just show up to their house, or they can show up to mine with a box full of these half decks, and we can grab some out just like we did here today and just have a fun game for an hour or two. So I think that that's like something that this game has that obviously as a digital game, the original Solforge did not have, but even just as a game, looking at the actual game and the game's mechanics that this game brings is kind of an interesting appeal, I think, hopefully for some more casual players, but we know that they will have a lot of ideas for competitive play in the future as well, so we'll see what the future brings.
I look forward to seeing what they do with competitive play. Mm-hmm. Right now it feels very casual.
Right.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's different from how Solforge was.
Right. Yeah. Obviously Solforge was arguably too competitive in that the players with high win rates we saw really had high win rates, and you might even have, I'm sure, more data on this than some others, but I know that was a concern that Stoneblade had brought up at one point, is just the win rates of the most winning players was definitely like something.
Yeah.
And this adds a whole new level of variance and randomness that can definitely even the playing field in a lot of ways too. Though obviously in our games that we played here today, the better player won both times, and it wasn't close. So there you go.
Oh yeah, without dispute. Yeah.
All right, but that's going to be it for us, guys. We will Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching us play here. I'll have all of this up on YouTube as well if you missed any part of it. And if you are watching on YouTube, check me out over at twitch.tv/NoLucksGiven. And maybe you can catch us next time when we are live if we do some more of this in the future. Solforge Fusion is also interesting too, in that, at least in its current implementation, I'm going to need somebody else to play with. So whether that's Kaelari or some other viewers or chatters or different things like that, maybe I can get some people involved in that way and do that either through the Stoneblade Discord, or maybe I'll make my own Discord for that, and try to find some other ways to do it, because I do want to play more Solforge, and I probably want to play more Solforge on stream and things like that. So we'll see what we got to do in the future to make that happen. So that's going to be it for me with Kaelari as well. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.